Welcome to the DraftKings tight end analysis for Week 11. I'm Jason Gilbo at JGilbo11. With me is Russell Clay at Russell J. Clay. You look at tight ends this week, GPP, punts, cash games, and basically you're kind of looking to pay up here for pretty much two of the elite tight ends this week.
I have an idea. I think we can we won't have to do it this show, but I think we should have a show where I'm going to be hosting and you have to compare your picks to people you went to high school with.
But no one knows those people.
Exactly. Oh, this is so Ryan Jobson. And then
I think we were talking about desserts before the show. How about you give your take with the desserts?
Okay.
Like how I did DraftKings for meats,
All right.
you did desserts.
I got a good one for Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed is creme brulee.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah. 5,900. I'm sort of in on Reed overall. I know sort of price is going down. Vernon Davis. I think Vernon Davis is an every week guy for this team now. He's not going to catch 40-yard touchdowns every week, but I do think he's going to have a role going forward. That doesn't stop Reed. I don't think, maybe he gets a few less targets per game, but overall, Jordan Reed's Jordan Reed. If he's healthy, you're playing him. 5,900 against this Green Bay secondary. Perfect. Give it to me.
Yeah, really cheap price for me here on DraftKings. I think it's a bit easier to accommodate. Delaney Walker for 200 less. Matchup, couldn't be better for him.
Delaney Walker's like a brownie sundae, right? Like, I just pick straightforward. There's a brownie, there's ice cream, there's chocolate drizzle and whipped cream, and that's Delaney Walker. He just gets it done for you.
That's a good comparison.
5,700 against this Colts team. Obviously, you love this game for just stacking everything, both sides of the ball. I think you're really looking to use Walker and a Moncrief or a Hilton, and pair him with Mariota and Murray as well. I just think, he's not my favorite piece in this game, but he just seems like the guy, if you really want to maximize this game and you really want to get the most out of it, I feel like he's a nice piece that's not too expensive,
Yeah, he just won. Moncrief's maybe, a couple hundred more?
Yeah.
And Hilton, Murray, obviously they're a bit more expensive, but with Mariota's price tag, obviously I think Walker out of the same tier of like Rashard Matthews, which is a similar price. I'd rather just go Walker.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got that pretty high floor. I know he was struggling with usage early in the year. They were also throwing to Andre Johnson early in the year, who is now retired. Tajay Sharp was starting, who is now like a forgotten man. I think they've gotten things figured out. And like for the first time in, 6 years since Chris Johnson and Lendale White were like running for touchdowns, I actually have some confidence in the Titans here. Like, I think they're good offensively.
I think they figured things out.
Yeah. And so, whether it's Rashard Matthews or whatever, Delaney looking good there in his role.
Yeah, definitely. GPP tight ends here, diving down in price a little bit. Eric Ebron, I'm a big fan of this week, 4,100. What do you like about him?
Eric Ebron's like orange Tic Tacs.
Oh, come on. That is disrespectful. Oh, man. Not even a mint out the door like of a restaurant. You are just skipping.
Hey, I like orange Tic Tacs.
Oh, dude. Come on.
They're not good, but I enjoy them. Like Eric Ebron is okay. He's okay. Probably get you 77 catches for 60 yards, and like you'll be okay with it. And like you can eat it while you're driving, and like it won't even be a distraction. You can just toss a few in. What I used to do as a kid? I'd take the top and you like pull it off, and then you just eat them all. And that's what I would do.
I could definitely see you being one of those kids. That does not surprise me at all.
I was a big Warheads guy too.
Yeah.
Ebron, I do like his role this year. It seems like he's getting 6 to 9 targets a game. Marvin Jones has kind of regressed in terms of his role weekly. really it's Golden Tate and Theo Riddick. And I think if like he's a sneaky way to get exposure to this game. People are going to be on Tate, even though, he was obviously off to the rough start at the beginning of the year. I think people are going to be on him after his recent performance. People are going to be on Theo Riddick to an extent. Ebron seems like the guy you could get at 4-5% in a tournament that I think you can really get some upside in. And I joke, but that touchdown upside is there. Stafford does like to go to him in the red zone against this Jacksonville set of linebackers. I'm not too confident in them covering him. With Jalen Ramsey on the outside, sort of shutting down a lot of the exterior options, I think Ebron's a great pick this week.
Yeah, I mean, and you said, 6 catches for 70 yards, and that's where he's been over the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You toss in a touchdown on that. I mean, that's
Right.
where you're looking at the big time upside. So almost as a relatively safe floor as well for the price. But I think we're also kind of looking for the low ownership and upside here.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen enough to say it's cash, but that price is really good for him.
It's borderline for me. I'm with you.
Oh boy, Julius Thomas.
What do you got here? Because I mean, you lowered the bar.
I lowered the bar really low now,
did.
so I've kind of put myself. What are those Nico wafers? That's Julius Thomas.
That's a good one. He's the black licorice one that everyone hates.
And especially, with the role that the Jaguars have him in now, which is, I mean, if you watch the games, I mean, I don't watch all the games, but when you see a Julius Thomas target at this point, it's him cutting off the line, running to the corner, catching the ball, and getting tackled 1 yard down the field. I mean, I swear it is awful usage. Like, you couldn't use a guy like him worse. You want him running down the field. Like, he's not CJ Spiller in 2010, Like, he needs to be going forward, and so he can use his height. But no, they're sending him on weird routes. But he is a part of the offense. You do like him against this Detroit secondary. At 3,500, I mean, they're targeting him enough to where, if he gets that touchdown, if he gets 4 for 40, you're happy and you're killing that value with that. So, I would much prefer Ebron in this situation just from a floor standpoint, but we've seen Thomas a few times this year get into that 13 to 15 point range. So if he gets that at 3,500, you're pretty happy.
Yeah, and he's a guy who I think is, I mean, I looked at him on FanDuel. He's 5,900 there.
Like, no way.
And you just kind of gave his ceiling. It's like his usage he's not going to pull off a 100-yard game with a touchdown. It's just not possible with the way they're using him. Ebron has that upside.
And I just want to throw out there, Zach Ertz missed practice today, and I'm so happy he did because I just don't want to play him at 4,700 on FanDuel again, but I literally might have had to again. And he's just going to get you 7.5 points, and you just be like, all right, Zach Ertz. Like, okay.
Oh, it is what it is.
Fine, Zach Ertz. Okay. I'm literally happy he missed practice. So, yeah.
Oh, what a nice guy you are.
Yeah.
Punt tight end, Dwayne Allen, 2,900. What do we got here for dessert?
Hold on. Dwayne Allen. Ew. Dwayne Allen is the you guys have Stop and Shops down there?
No, but I used to live in Mass. You don't have to treat me like such an outsider. Like, I literally moved from Massachusetts.
I do treat
like
you
I was there for 7 years.
Hold on. I dropped my my computer's about to die.
All right, we'll wait for you to bend over and get that.
Bend over. It's a great name.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you do live in Western Mass or Massachusetts in general, let me educate you. There's these things called Stop and Shop, and it's
a grocery store.
Yeah.
You don't have to make it seem like it's just a grocery store.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes they leave the bakery at the end of the day. things starting to go bad, but not bad legally yet, and they throw him out there.
Stale
So
cookie.
like, yeah, the almost stale cookies, but they're good enough to eat still if you don't tell anyone. Um, well, Dwayne Allen is the croissant that's been out too long, and like the crisp has turned into just like this, like just not crispy, not it's like a little chewy. That's Dwayne Allen. So by that logic, you probably shouldn't play him. But but at 2,900 against this Titans team, I really like the touchdown upside here. Obviously, he has been a consistent goal line weapon over the first 3 to 4 years of his career. Just in terms of this game, again, we're trying to get as many pieces of this game as we can. Jack Doyle, kind of expensive for me now compared to back in the day when he was 25, 26, 2,800. I don't want to pay his price anymore. And Allen has kind of taken that role. They split, it's an even split. So if you're going to take the gamble, I think you take the gamble with Allen.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind. And I think in terms of games this weekend, this is one that we've highlighted a lot of plays from over the week. I'm certainly on. And then we're just going to get into a question here to wrap up the show. I didn't ask you before. We were talking about desserts, but apple pie, one, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. But cheddar cheese on apple pie?
No.
No? See,
absolutely not.
Well,
what?
You are just greatly...
That's blasphemous.
No, it's not. It's delicious, and you're going to have it one day, and you're going to thank me because, 26 years into your life, you haven't had that. And
how would that connect?
Dude, you need a little bit of sweetness cut out by with something sharp, and that's where the cheese comes into play. And if anyone who is listening and still listening and hasn't turned off, just basically post Dwayne Allen, let me know. Do you dig the cheddar on top of an apple pie? Have you had it? Have you not had it? Are you going to go try it?
That's blasphemous.
No, it's delicious.
I'm taking out my Stephen A. Words because that is just larceny. That is you're stealing life from me by saying something like that.
Well, we're gonna end there.
Okay.
So, but quick wrap up here. You're looking at Jordan Reed, Delaney Walker, cash game tight ends, GPP, Eric Ebron, Julius Thomas, your punt tight end, stale cookie, Dwayne Allen. So that's gonna wrap things up here for
stale croissant, Dwayne Allen.
Sorry, stale croissant, Dwayne Allen. Week 11 DraftKings tight ends. That's going to wrap things up. If you like what we're doing, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe on the pods. And head on over to dailyfantasycafe.com. Check out our great tools and content.